Hey YouTube, how's it going? Naker321 back again with yet another pickups video for you. I got a good amount of stuff here, a lot of really good retro stuff. It was a good couple weeks for me. I hit up a really good flea market when I was at home, as well as I found a couple good things at my local game store. So it's been pretty productive. So I'll show you what I got. This is probably going to be my last pickups video before I move. I move a week from Saturday, and that's going to be a multi-day process driving out there and unpacking everything. And once I get everything settled, I'll have to find game stores out there. So don't expect much in the next 2 weeks as far as pickups or even videos, just because I'm going to be so busy packing and moving and all that kind of stuff. So this is kind of it for the next couple weeks. So yeah, good thing it's a good one because I got a lot of good stuff. So we'll start with the one modern thing I bought, and that is Skate 3. I got it at Best Buy. They price matched a sale that was going on at Target, and I also had $10 off, so in total about 37 bucks, so almost half off. It was between this and Splinter Cell Conviction, which I could have gotten for like 30, but I figured this would have more replay value to it, because you can just kind of pick up and mess around this one. Splinter Cell seems really linear. There's no kind of online multiplayer. There's a co-op, but I don't know anybody else who has the game, so I figured I'd get this. I was a big fan of the first Skate game. I've been a fan of the Tony Hawk games all my life. I said in a tag video I was a skateboarder back in high school, so this kind of game appeals to me. I wouldn't recommend it to like a general audience, even if you're like a sports fan. I don't think this has the kind of mass appeal that something else might, but if you're into skateboarding or if you like Tony Hawk games and you like the whole kind of skateboarding culture, good games to check out. Never played Skate 2, so I don't know how much of a rehash this one is of that, but so far I'm liking it. It's pretty fun just to pick up and like mess around. Because I can't really skateboard that well in real life, so it's nice to do it in here. So yeah, like 37 bucks is what I got that for. 4 NES games I got at my local game store. Pretty sure it was the day before I left to go back home, and some dude must have turned in all his games, because there was a bunch of new ones. So I picked out 4. First, Yo Noid for 4 bucks. This is the old school Domino's pizza mascot. It's a platformer game made by Capcom, and it gets a bad rap, but I don't think it's that bad. Well, I'll put it this way: half of it's not bad. The platforming part of it isn't too bad. It reminds me a lot of Rescue Rangers, kind of, which is made by Capcom, so that makes sense. It's a lot of repetition. You really got to play levels over and memorize patterns. It's kind of hard, but it's a fun hard. It's not bad. The part that stinks about it, though, is in between levels you have to do this little mini game. And it's just so brutally long and tedious, and you have to do it every time in between levels. It really slows down the pace, and it's just boring as heck. So that's the real downfall of it. But other than that, not a bad game. So 4 bucks, glad to get that. I got Mega Man 6, $15. Normally more than I'd pay for an NES game for sure. But that's like the going price for this game. You look on eBay, it's probably going to be about 15 to 20. And I'm trying to get all the 8-bit NES games, so this is just one more towards the collection. So the only one I'm missing is Mega Man 5, which is the hardest one to get, from what I understand. Gameplay-wise, it's pretty much the same. It's Mega Man. You all know how that plays, so it's fun. I got 2 unlicensed games, the Wisdom Tree games, which I've never seen Wisdom Tree games at the game store before. I have a couple Tengen games. I've seen the blue cartridge, but I've never seen the Wisdom Tree black ones. So both of these I got for $5. Exodus, which is a really boring, bad game. It's really tedious, really lame. I don't know, not very good. Look up YouTube videos for it. I don't know really how to explain it, but not really that good. But I liked it because it was an unlicensed game. You don't see them that often. So 5 bucks. And Spiritual Warfare, which isn't a horrible game. It's a Zelda clone for sure, like a top-down action-adventure game, but obviously it has like a religious theme to it, so yeah, not that great. Interesting games nonetheless. Those 2 I think are the least expensive out of those. Looking online, they only go for 5 to 10 bucks, something like that, so paid about average price for them, but it's good to have those kind of weird oddities in your collection if you can find them. So these next haul of games, it's 5 games, well 6 games. I got at a flea market I went to when I went home. Wolf's Flea Market. It's in if you're in the Chicagoland area, I highly, highly recommend you go to this flea market. They have it just about every Sunday. It's outside. It's at the Allstate Arena, big, arena in the Chicagoland area. It's on the north side. Very, very awesome flea market. Huge. And a lot of games. I mean, there's a lot of sellers selling, games every once in a while. And there was one in particular I can think of that just had a ton of games. Fair prices too, like $4 a cartridge. Some premium stuff, but reasonably priced stuff. So definitely worth checking out if you're in the Chicagoland area. Wolf's Flea Market, highly recommend it. Picked up 6 games while I was there. One game I don't have with me, I can't show you because I left it at home. Since I'm in the process of moving, I'm not going to have all my systems available to me because space is at a premium. I'm only going to be at this place for like 10 months, so it's, I left my ColecoVision at my parents' house as well as some of my other systems I don't play very much, my Jaguar, my Saturn, that kind of stuff. But I picked up Donkey Kong on the ColecoVision. I had been looking for that forever, and I got it, played it a couple times, and I won't be able to play it for like 10 months, but it was pretty cool. It was $2. All their Atari Coleco stuff was $2. Yeah, definitely a good deal. So $2 for that. I got, normally I really, really, really try not to get loose Genesis games if I can, because the boxes are easy to find and they're actually, good boxes. They serve a really good purpose, being hard clamshells. It's actually protective instead of a cardboard case. But yeah, I got a loose Genesis game, but it's one I've been looking for a while, and that's Castlevania Bloodlines. $8. A little much for a loose cart, but again, this game is pretty expensive. So I was glad to find that, picked it up. I'd never seen it before, so I figured why not. Until I get a box copy, that'll do, and then I can trade that or sell it. So fun game, very cool game. If you like Castlevania, it's a no-brainer. Get it. This next one I got from the same seller, the seller that had the huge selection of games, and it is an NES game I've been looking for forever. I was so stoked to get in there. It's DuckTales on the NES. Very, very awesome platform by Capcom. Very well done. Pretty hard, but it's again a good kind of challenging. You definitely want to play it over and over just to try to get a little farther and farther. Got it for $4, which is an awesome deal for this. A lot of their NES carts were $4. They had a few higher priced ones, but for the most part, everything was $4. Whoa! And I thought it was a good deal, so I bought it. Let's see, these next 3 games I got off one seller, and he had some boxed N64 and Genesis games that were $5 each, and loose games were $3 each. So the one loose game I got was Chameleon Twist 2, because I knew that the original Chameleon Twist it's a more expensive game, it's a little rare. And so actually while I was there, I looked up on my phone. I have an Android phone, like a smartphone. Looked up on eBay what the prices for this was, and it was about like 12 to 15 bucks. So I picked it up for $3. Pretty generic platformer, not that great. It's not horrible, but middle of the road. But for $3, I figured why not. It had a bunch of writing on it, but I cleaned that off. So now it looks good, and $3 for a $15 game is a good price. These next 2, both boxed N64 games, which I don't see very often. I was excited to see them, and he had a lot of them in really good condition. So one of them I didn't have was Star Wars Rogue Squadron, and this box, honestly, out of all of his, was probably the most beat up. The corners are kind of frayed, and there's little scrunch marks everywhere, but I'm not a huge stickler on box condition. If it's decent, it passes my test. So definitely psyched to get that. The graphics are really, really good in this. I mean, surprisingly good for an N64 game. Very cool. If you like Star Wars, definitely get this. It came with everything in it, the book, a lot of the leaflets and stuff. But yeah, very sweet game for $5. And this next one I did already have a cart copy of, but I wanted to get it because the box was in such good shape, and it's one of those games that I really like and really remember as a kid. I almost regret not getting more of the boxed games, because they were in such good condition. They were average games, but it's rare to see these boxes in like this good condition. So the one I picked was WCW NWO Revenge. Now back in the days when I had a PlayStation, I didn't have an N64, was a huge wrestling fan, and I was extremely jealous of the N64 guys who get to play these games. I was so jealous until I got SmackDown. That was a good game, but I mean that's a long couple of years in between this and that. So this was always a game I loved playing at friends' house, and I always just loved looking at pictures of it in magazines. It just looked so good for the time, and it still is the blast to play today. Reliving all the old WCW guys, it was just so cool. So I got it in the box, and the box is in great shape. I mean, the corners look sharp. I mean, it is flawless. And it came with everything. It's got leaflets, the book looks perfect, the cart was still in the little like plastic protective thing. So very awesome deal for $5. But yes, that's it for now. Expect me back within a couple weeks, I guess. Once I get all settled in where I'm going. We'll see what happens. Hopefully I can find some good game deals out there. But yeah, for now, Naked321 signing out.